So far, the games I've covered include the most important fighting game of all time, and one of the landmark shmups from the late 90s. This time around, I want to talk about a game that's a bit more obscure, but one I remember almost as fondly. The original elevator action was a fairly simple game. Players had to move through various high-rise buildings to the red doors, where they would find top-secret documents that had to be collected. The elevators of the title were the main way to travel from floor to floor, with enemies emerging from doors to try and stop the player. It was a modest success for the time, getting ports to many home computers and consoles, but unfortunately it hasn't aged very well, with unresponsive controls and basic audio and visuals making it more of a curiosity than anything else. It would be 11 years before the series would continue. In 1994, Taito took the basic skeleton of the original game, elevators, doors and baddies, and wrapped it in pure 90s polish. It was the intro sequence that initially drew my attention. Loud gunshots, large explosions, and detailed character designs. Then came the game itself. Gone were the blocky, bold-coloured environments and characters, replaced with some detailed anime-styled sprite work. While at first glance the graphics were nothing special for the time, it was the animation that really elevated the visuals above other titles. Every movement was smoothly choreographed, allowing for small details such as a flick of the hair or a gun reload. Death animations in particular were impressive, especially when an enemy would catch fire, complete with flailing and screaming. As well as the overhauled visuals, there was a distinct move away from the more innocent, family-friendly gameplay of the earlier title to something a little bit more grown up. The title is clearly influenced by 80s action movies in particular, with enemies that wouldn't look out of place in something like Lethal Weapon or the work of Schwarzenegger. There's also a move away from the high-rise tower-style levels as well. The ability for the game to scroll horizontally as well as vertically, allowing more choices in level designs. Players get to explore sewers, an oil rig and an airport over the course of the game's 6 stages. Each level has its own visual feel as well, ensuring that it doesn't look samey over the 35 minutes or so that it takes to complete. There are 1 or 2 additions to the basic gameplay as well. 3 playable characters, each with different health, speed and gun stats, as well as different secondary grenade attacks, offer multiple ways to play through the game. Slow but powerful, or nimble and quick firing. Blue doors, which dispense bonuses and health pickups, now appear alongside the red doors, as well as weapon pickups which can be found in crates. There are enough changes that I could spend ages detailing every single one, but the overall effect is a game that, certainly for me, feels far superior to the original. So why do I feel so strongly about this game? Well, despite appearances, this is far from a mindless action game. It's actually quite open in how the player can approach it. While it is perfectly possible to run and gun as quickly as you want, Elevator Action Returns also allows slower, more methodical play. There's no time limit except for one section at the very end of the game, allowing you to take your time and plan out your next move. A review I read online while I was researching this video noted that it felt almost like flashback at times, and I can't say I disagree with that assessment. Between the animation and the gunplay mechanics in place here, it definitely does channel something of Delphine's classic. I think that this ability to take your time, which is fairly rare in arcade games, combined with the well-paced difficulty, made something that grabbed me and just refused to let go. All I can say is that if you get the chance to play Elevator Action Returns, I can't recommend it enough. Coming up next time on Arcade Attacks. Thanks for watching this episode of Arcade Attacks. Remember to like and subscribe to see more of our videos, and to come and visit us at grcade.co.uk.